everybody. We are excited to have you on our webinar and to welcome our Grow with Google coach, Keisha. We can't wait to learn how more customers can find products online and for free. But before we can let Keisha take the stage, there's a couple housekeeping we want to go over. So first, if you could let us know which one would you pick between caramel apple or pumpkin pie, drop that in the comments. That way we get the chat going, and then feel free throughout the webinar. If you have any questions whatsoever or comments throughout, drop them in the chat. We're going to be monitoring it, and we'll ask Keisha on the spot. She'll get all of our questions answered today. So keep those coming in. And then these are free webinars. And so we want to just thank all of our wonderful sponsors who make these happen. And today we want to feature our Tallgrass sponsor. So special shout out to Tallgrass. They are a leading energy infrastructure company that delivers solutions across natural gas, CO2, hydrogen, and water systems, helping to drive innovation and resiliency in Midwest energy markets. We're proud to partner with them for today's Grow Nebraska webinar. So thank you again, Tallgrass, for supporting our mission and helping make this webinar possible. Now I'm going to let Tanya take over because we also want to feature a member.
Yes, our featured member is Trek Insurance Solutions. They've been a member of Grow since 2025. They're an independent, full-service insurance and financial planning firm offering health, life, Medicare, retirement solutions tailored to fit your guys' needs. They offer guidance, and they do partner with top carriers, so that way they can make sure you do get the best options. And so we're very grateful for their support and commitment to Nebraska. So thank you so much, Trek Insurance, for being a valued member of Grow. And if you are interested in ever learning more about Grow Nebraska and how we can partner with you, feel free to reach out to Cami and I. We'd love to have a conversation with you to see how we can help continue to partner with you as you grow your business. And so feel free to reach out to our email. And then I'd like to welcome Keisha. She spoke at Market Tech last year. She's coming back again this year. And so we're super excited to have you do a webinar series for us. I'll just pass it over to you. Keisha, we're not hearing you on our end.
There it goes. Sorry.
Perfect.
Hey everyone, super excited to talk about increasing your sales today. I'm already seeing a note in the chat about verification, and we can totally talk about that at the end for troubleshooting. So I'll go through today's workshop, but if you have any troubleshooting kind of things, please stay on at the end and I can go through that with you. So today we're going to get into some tools that you can use to grow your business. Most of these are completely free. And so as we go through these, if you have questions, as was mentioned, please throw them in the chat or feel free to come off mute to ask. This is your webinar, so I want to make sure you get out of it what you want. So we're going to start.
Keisha, we lost the volume again.
My headphones just died. So today we're going to get into your Google business profile, how you showcase your products on shopping, and then just how you set yourself up for success. But again, if you have questions at any point, please let me know. All right, so who are you? That's a really important question. But regardless if you're a brick and mortar or e-commerce, a Google business profile can really be value add for your business. So what I want you to think about is who you are, right? So what's your name? And this is the name that people know you as. And this is a place on a profile where some small businesses can go wrong. When you think about your profile, you want to think about the name that people know you as, right? Sometimes we set up a business and then we set up a DBA, which is a doing business as. When you're setting up this profile, you want to set up the DBA. What is the name that you are doing business as, right? The other piece of this profile that's so important are the reviews. And I always encourage people to get at least 20 or 25 to start. Think about it. When you're looking for a new business or a new product or service, when you see those reviews and it's less than 20, sometimes you can question that credibility of that business. So if you put your business hat owner on, think about that from the customer's perspective. And again, try to get 20 to 25. And we'll go through some best practices to increase reviews. And then you want to think about your photos and even videos. A lot of people don't know this, but you can also upload videos into your profile and logos. All of these things support brand recognition, and that is a really cool way to use your profile to increase your brand recognition with people who know you, but more importantly, with people who don't know you who are trying to get to know you. And then some other features of a profile are the phone, the highlights, and the location if you have a physical location. But you do not have to have a physical location to set up a profile. So again, this is what a profile looks like. I know you've seen it. You've Googled things and you've seen that real estate pop up on the right of that screen. That is a Google business profile, and it's completely free. So one thing that we know, the near me search is something that has increased year over year over year by more than 90%. And you probably have done this search yourself, right? You're looking for a new restaurant to try, or you're looking for gas that's near you. This is another place where a business profile really shines. It helps you get in front of those near me searches so that, again, if you have a physical location, it can direct people to you who are searching for things when they're near you. So how do you set up this profile? Well, some of you probably have already set it up, but if you haven't, you go to google.com/business. And if you have, no worries. You can always learn these best practices and go back in and edit. So once you set up your profile, you do have to go through a process called verification, which Ria mentioned in the chat. And verification can happen in a number of different ways. It can be email, video, phone, or mail. Now, verification can take up to 5 days. Via postcard, it can take up to 14 days. So it really depends on how you are selected for verification. And that varies depending on what Google knows about your business. And so some people will get video, some people will get email. Now, Ria pointed out that she is having, or they're having some challenges with the verification. And this can happen, but do not worry. We actually have a ticketing system. Can you all still see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay, so if you go to support.google.com, you can actually put in a ticket for verification support. So if I click into search business profile, okay, you can just search Google business profile and you can go through the process of putting in that ticket. Now, if you do not hear back from someone within 72 hours, don't worry. This is where I actually could be of support to you. So I'm going to drop my email in the chat. I can help with a process called escalation. And all you need to do is email me that you're struggling with verification, and I'll email you back a list of things that I need to put into escalation. And once you're in escalation, you will hear back from someone within 72 hours. But typically, the issue with the video is you're not showcasing enough of your business. And what do I mean is, if you have a home-based business, you have to showcase your home office. So Google needs to verify that you have a space in your home that is for your business, aka a home office. So you have to showcase the office. If you are within a co-working space, then your video has to showcase your space within that space, right? So some co-working spaces, you can have a private office, or if you have a dedicated desk, or if you have none of that, but you have signage somewhere, a lot of co-working spaces will put up at least the logos of the businesses that are in that space. That's what you have to showcase. So Google is trying to verify that you're the business owner and that you have a space where you operate business. So that's typically the issues with the videos. They're not showcasing the areas in which they operate their business, and they're not showcasing the logos or some type of signage that points to the fact that this specific business is here. All right, I'm going to pause there. Thoughts, questions about verification or what we've talked about so far? Okay, yeah. Melindy says that's my issue too. So again, try to re-record your video and showcase your logo or your specific area, and that normally solves the issue. But if you still are having issues with verification, put a ticket in support.google.com. If you're still having issues, then email me and we can escalate it. Sound like a plan? All right. So in the meantime, even while your business is going through verification, you can still set up a profile, and I really encourage you to. And what's really cool about the profile now, it doesn't require another tool, or it doesn't require another app rather. So your profile actually lives, or that management piece actually lives at the top of your Google page, as long as you're signed into the email address that matches that profile. And this is another place where businesses tend to struggle. So if I'm on my Google page, which you can see here, and if I just Google my business, I do not see any of my Google Business Profile management tools up here. And the reason being is because I'm not in the right email address. So that is a common issue. Sometimes business owners set up their profiles and they forget the email address that they set it up with. You have to have the right email address to be able to manage that profile from your Google page. So if you see this and you're like, where are my tools? Come over here to the right, click on the circle for your Google account. You may have to switch your email address. If you have multiple like me, I have so many, go back, Google your business, and then those management tools will populate at the top. Now, from your Google page, you can manage your profile completely. You can edit the profile by clicking the icon. Under here, you can see a number of things that you can edit. You can always go back and edit that business name if it evolves or changes. Again, this should be the name that people know you as in terms of how you are doing business. Then you can go back and edit your categories. If you added a category when you first started the business, but now you've kind of pivoted a little bit, or you've even added more categories, you can always go back in and edit those categories. You can even edit the description. And this is a cool place where we've actually incorporated AI now. So I encourage you to use, or at least try, the AI suggested description. So how this works is you upload the description that you have or that you've created on your own. And then from there, you click suggest description. And AI will actually suggest a description for your business that makes sense as it relates to your type of business and keywords that make sense for your type of business. And then once you get the description the way you want, you click save. Now, here are a few best practices for description. The first line should tell the audience exactly what you are and who you're for. The second line should showcase something that makes you different. You can also incorporate your persona or your target market in this as well. And then the third line should be some type of call to action, right? So you can see that here. First line is, welcome to Heydays, right? This is a creative hub in St. Louis, Missouri. So showcasing where we are to populate potentially in those near me searches, showcasing exactly what this space offers, showcasing who it's for, and then this call to action come hang. So again, 3 sentences at minimum. Who are you? Who are you for? What's the call to action? That's the best practice for writing your description. But again, write it the way that you think it should be, and then use the AI suggested to help you tailor it a little bit. From there, you can add an opening date. And if you haven't opened yet, this is actually a place where you can start to build brand awareness. So you can actually even add a future opening date to get people excited. Adding your phone number. And if you don't have a phone number, we do have another tool called Google Voice. Google Voice is a business phone number in phone number system plan where you actually can get a Google Voice phone number for your business, and you can manage your business from your messages to your calls, all in this platform. For pricing, you can see that pricing here. So starts at $7 a month and goes up from there. But again, this is a place where you can get a phone number to kind of differentiate your personal from your professional. Phone goes there. You can also start to chat. So if you want to add a chat feature in your profile to chat back and forth with your customers or potential customers, you can do that. You can add your website here, and you can add your social profiles. So again, all of your profile can be managed from your Google page as long as you're in the right email address. Now, something else I want to point out are service areas. This is another place where you can potentially populate with those near me searches. So if you have specific service areas like St. Louis, Missouri, or Granite City, or Nebraska, I'm in St. Louis, so that's why everything is St. Louis on mine. But you can type in Nebraska City or specific cities and areas in Nebraska to tailor. People often ask, what should my service area be? And it really is based on who you're trying to target. If you have specific areas that you sell well in, then put those on here. Or another strategy that some people do, if they're trying to get into specific areas or get in front of specific demographics or geographics, and they put those in there. So really up to you, but you can put multiple, so you don't have to just choose one. From here, I always encourage people to add business hours. Now, even if you are a e-commerce business, which again can be operated 24/7 because people can go into your website and purchase, I still encourage you to add some hours. And I encourage you to add at least the online service hours. This allows people to know when they can potentially get customer service, which is really important for customers. Other hours that you can add are pickup hours. If you have a product that can be picked up, if you have food, you can add kitchen, lunch hours, takeout hours, dinner hours. If you do delivery hours. So again, another place where you can just add a lot of information, because the more information customers can find, the better. It pushes them through the customer life cycle and allows them to go from awareness, knowing that you exist, to conversion, actually spending money with you. So again, the more information you provide in a profile and on your digital footprint, the better. From here, you can add attributes. So if you identify as any of these, I really encourage you to check yes, because people are searching for specific types of businesses to support as well. And then you can also add accessibility things. So if you have any type of accessible parking, restrooms, or entrances for a physical location, you will add that here. You can add amenities if you're kid friendly, if you are friendly to certain crowds, and if you have parking. So again, all of these things are really important to add, as well as your payment methods. This allows customers to get the information they need quickly and fast so that they can decide whether or not they want to support. And we're hoping they want to support. All right, questions, thoughts, or anything about what we've talked about so far when it comes to managing your profile? Okay. Some other things I'll name before we move on to the next slide is all of these other features. You can add a booking link. You can add a FAQ or Q&A, which I encourage you to do. And to add this Q&A, think about the top 10 questions people often ask you. And if you haven't launched yet, think about the top 10 questions you would want to know if you were going to purchase your product or service, and put those here in the Q&A. You can even post updates to the profile. So if you have a new offer or a new service or a new special, you can post updates similar to how you would post to social. Profile is another place where you can update people. And then, of course, you can ask for reviews, which I encourage you to. And again, the goal is to try to get to at least 20 or 25. And to do so, you want to automate this. So if you go to your profile, you actually have a unique link where you can ask for reviews. And actually, I'm not in here. Hold on. Doo-doo-doo. You have a unique link where you can ask for reviews, and that link will pop up in the ask for reviews. And from here, sorry, friends, my profile just crashed, but from here, it's a QR code or a link that you can incorporate into your thank you email. So as soon as someone purchases something, you can incorporate your ask for reviews link automatically into that email. And I promise you, reviews make a difference. And people also like to see how you respond to reviews. So definitely respond to them too. Okay. So from here, and these are what the attributes look like that we just went through. But again, you can always go back and edit your profile. You can adjust your hours. This is another place where you can also add if you're closed. So if you're closed on a specific day, you can showcase that with your profile so that you just make your profile as relevant and up to date as possible. So what we know is 70% of shoppers say that they love a good deal or they love a discount or a promotion. Now, you don't have to run deals and promotions all the time. Like, you are in business to be in business. But this is a place where you can use your profile to showcase those deals if you do. So again, you can post updates to your profile, similar to how you would post to social. So in this example, you can see new showroom hours, free shipping, right? So if you have any of that coming up, post to the profile as well. If you see this little icon down here, people can share this. They can share this offer with other people. They can share this with people who they believe would be interested in your product or service. So again, social, yes, that's one way to advertise new things that you have coming up, but don't forget about your profile. Billions of people are using Google to search for things. So you want to get in front of that audience. So to add that update, you click add update. And again, you title it the start of that update or that promotion or deal. You add an image, and then from there you post it. So as customers search for ideas, they can actually see your updates. And as we can see on the screen, 64% of US holiday shoppers who use Google said they did so to discover and be inspired. So now is the time as we go into holiday season to really beef up this profile. Make sure it's fully complete and make sure that all the updates you have coming up, you are sharing them and showcasing them. So another trick to see if your profile is complete, I'm excited this, is this circle right here. It says profile strength. You want to make sure that circle is green. And if it's not green, you just click in here and see what's going on. Again, I need to refresh my screen to get my profile back launched. Just a second. Oh, it's signing me out. That's why. Just a second, friends. But you want that circle to be green. Hold on. Let me log in real quick. So again, if you're having any issues, typically the issue is you are not logged into the right email address, which was just my issue because it logged me out. But you want that circle to be green. And once you get it green, that is a very strong profile. Now, if you don't see it green, no worries. You just click on that circle and you can see what's the issue. So for me, it's the business hours that I talked to you about. So you'll want to go ahead and add those. And then if you don't have like a physical location that people come to have hours, no worries. At least add the online service hours. Okay, thoughts, questions? How y'all feeling? Feeling good? Perfect. So when it comes to responding to reviews, we always want to be professional and polite. And this also includes the really good reviews, right? People want to see how you respond to all reviews, whether they are good or they're constructive. And constructive reviews can be a place for us to just learn and figure out how to improve. So reviews, respond to them, thank your customers. If there's an issue, try to handle that issue offline. Thank them for the review and ask them to connect with you. Another place where you can add your products and services, especially if you have a product that people can buy and that you ship or people can pick up is in Google profile as well. So there is actually a product catalog located in the profile where people can shop directly from your profile. So how that looks live is if you're in your management tool, you click edit products. And then from here, you click get started and you start to add your products. So you add the name, the category, the price, a picture of it, a description, and then from here, where that product is located on your landing page. So where do you want to point people to actually purchase it? And then you click publish. Now, this is another place where we have AI. So we have a tool called Product Studio that can help you actually edit your pictures. So if you feel like you need to spruce up your pictures a little bit, or if you want to edit something on them, you can actually do that right through your profile with that tool, Product Studio. So really cool. So again, utilize the features of profile. There's so many in here. So your next steps, friends, are to get your profile set up. And if you already have it set up, go back and edit it. We want to make sure that that circle is green, that it's complete, fully complete. We want to make sure that it has all the functionality that we talked about. It has a description, it has your attributes, it has your location if you have a physical location. It has your phone number, your Q&A, it has your products, your service areas. All the things that people are looking to get information on, put it in the profile. It's a quick way for people to get a visual on your business. And sometimes people go to that profile before they even click on the website. So you want to make sure that profile is complete. And then the last piece, you can do all of this even before verification. So get your profile set up, get it verified. And then once it's verified, you can start connecting with customers, responding to reviews, and getting your updates and offers in front of people as they're searching. Okay, before we move on, thoughts, questions, aha moments about the profile? Do we have any questions?
No,
Yep.
there was a question from Melindy. Can she put she's in Eastern Nebraska, can she put Denver, Colorado? Because that's where her target market is.
As a
Route-
service area, absolutely.
Perfect. And then Ria is wondering how she could delete a profile. It seems she has 2 profiles on Google and
Yep. So to delete your profile, there's different ways you can go about it. So you can get help and support. You can temporarily close your profile if you want. You can delete it fully if you want. But you should be able to do it, from here yourself through help and support. If you're not able to do it, and how I got there are these 3 little dots, help and support. If you're not able to do that, then go to support.google.com. Any other questions?
I think that is all our questions for right now.
Okay, awesome. Well, if you have any more, please let me know. So up until this point, we've been talking about the profile, but there is another really cool tool called Google Merchant. Google Merchant Center is the tool that allows you to showcase your products on Google Shopping. So I'll show you what that looks like live. So I'm just going to say boots. So say I'm looking for boots, right? It's fall weather coming up. It's the perfect boot weather. And I can go in all, but oftentimes when I'm shopping, I go in shopping, right? And this is what shopping looks like to a customer. Well, to get listed here, that's when you use our tool called Google Merchant Center. So Google Merchant Center, another free tool. You go to Google Merchant Center, and then from there you click Start Now. So I'm going to walk you through the steps of getting on Google Shopping, but that is what Google Merchant Center is. It allows you to drive sales and reach more customers on Google Shopping. And what we know is millions of people do shopping-related searches on Google every day. So if you have a product, you should be using Google Merchant. So to get started, you go to google.com/retail. Then from there, you start to list your products. But in order to be eligible, the product info may be eligible to show for relevant US-based searches, but you have to have a few things in place. So if you look at this image on the screen, you have to have a price, you have to have a delivery policy, and then you have to have something in stock. However, things can run out of stock and Google Shopping will showcase that, but these are the things that you typically have to get set up and get started. And then you want to have images of the picture, of course. So the shopping tab looks like exactly what I just showed with the boots, but this is another example with chairs. So you can see some chairs here, some credenzas here, some reclaimed wood. So you can sell your products, but you can list them online for free through Google Shopping, and you can actually tell Google where you want these products to be sold. So you can still host them on your website to be purchased there, but you can also list them on Google Shopping. So you benefit from both. You benefit from having them on your website and having them on the shopping tab. They also can showcase in images. So we saw shopping here, but then left to that is images. So that's another benefit of Google Merchant. The images don't just live on shopping, they oftentimes live on images too. So you benefit from multiple searches. So as shoppers, sometimes we search all, and I'm going to show you that live. So sometimes we go to all. When we're looking for boots, sometimes we look under this tab. And we'll scroll here and look for boots under this. Sometimes we look at this tab, shopping. And then sometimes we look at this tab, images. So there's so many different ways we search Google. But oftentimes as business owners, we're so focused on the all when it comes to search engine optimization and coming back on a search result page. But look at all of these different faces and spaces and places where you can show up. You can show up on shopping, images, news, short videos, maps, and even more, like videos, forms, web, and books. So when you're thinking about increasing your sales, think about increasing your digital footprint on Google, from Google Business Profile, from Google Merchant via shopping, which also can populate you on images, to news. Maybe even you can get some earned media or news mentions in your local press. So again, think about the full faces of Google. If you can increase your digital footprint on Google, increase all the tabs that you can populate on, you can increase your sales. So just wanted to name that. Okay, so to get Merchant working, 3 easy steps. Number 1, you create a Google account, which a lot of people already have because you have Gmail, you have business profile. You can use that same account for Merchant. Then you upload your products and it will walk you through this process. You can upload one product at a time, or you can upload bulk via a bulk upload. And then 3, you tell Merchant Center where you want your products to show across Google. Right? Do you want it to show on the shopping tab? Do you want it to show somewhere else? And this is how you get set up. So it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. The other thing I'll name here, some website hosts actually integrate Google Merchant. So depending on the site that your website is hosted on, your setup process may be easier. For instance, Shopify. Shopify is integrated with Google Merchant. So that setup process is a little more user-friendly, but Google Merchant Center is just as user-friendly. Just wanted to name that some hosts actually integrate Merchant. So you can have that integration to help you when you're setting the Merchant Center up. So again, there are some guidelines to get it set up. Your products have to be available for direct purchase. Some people are like, well, what does this mean? Well, some businesses drop ship, right? You have to have your product available for direct purchase. You have to have a secure checkout process, and you have to have a return policy. So all of those things have to be in place to get set up on Merchant. The return policy is a question I often get, like, well, should my return policy be? And this is totally up to you. You can look at some competitors or businesses similar to yours and see what they say. But this is also a place where AI can help you. So our AI tool is Gemini, our live chat tool. You can do it live or chat version, and you can just put in a prompt that says something like, I am a chair manufacturer trying to develop a return policy for my company in Google Merchant Center. Please create a policy for me, right? So that's something that you could use AI to do too. And then when it comes to setting yourself up for success, the biggest thing is to be ready for your customers, be ready for your shoppers. So as you start to increase your digital footprint and get yourself out there more, be a Google business profile, Google merchant, maybe one day you want to run some Google ads, you're getting news, you want to be ready. So when those shoppers and that traffic increases, you want to make sure you're ready for that. You want to make sure your website can handle that traffic. You want to make sure you're pointing people to the right places and spaces through your call to actions. So again, make sure you're ready. One way to get ready is to have a simple payment process. I know this may sound like, duh, Keisha, but I promise you, this tends to be a struggle at times for small business owners. This is my opinion, not Google's, but I believe that people should be able to check out on your website in 3 steps or less. And you can do so by enabling things like digital wallet and online shopping for your store. So this is what a digital wallet looks like. It allows people to check out without physically having a credit card, which most people don't have when they're shopping online these days. So digital wallet allows them to check out with that. There's also another function called guest checkout that allows people to check out without inputting all of their information. So if your website has those 2 functions, I encourage you to turn them on to make the payment process simple. The other thing you want to incorporate or think about is mobile first. Most of us are shopping with our smartphones. We're not shopping with our computers or laptops. So you want to make sure that your website has a template that is great for mobile. And to do that, when you're setting up your site, you can actually see on the template rather, if it's mobile friendly. And so that's what you want to look for, a mobile friendly template. And again, most sites and website setup tools think mobile first, but just something to think about and something to double check. Is the template and the website host or system that you're using mobile friendly? So quick recap. The first thing you're going to do is set up your profile or claim it. Sometimes profiles are already set up. You just have to go claim it depending on how much information Google has about your business. You want to read and respond to your customer reviews. You want to use Google Merchant Center. If you have a physical product, this will allow you to get into Google Shopping and even images potentially. And you want to make that checkout process as easy as can be. Again, in my opinion, 3 steps or less. So friends, what's your action plans? I am going to stop sharing so that we can talk about like specifically what are some things that you can do for you and troubleshoot or take any questions at this time. Oh, I see Ria talks about the ads. Okay, so Ria, yes, that is correct here. I'll actually go back into that. Give me a second. So when you set up a profile, typically you will get a $500 ad credit. However, you have to spend that $500 first. So you have to spend the $500 to get the $500. And this is where a lot of people, they're not aware of that. So if spending $1,000 makes sense for you right now, then spend $1,000, but have a plan for it. And this is a place where actually we have a few resources here. I'm trying to pull them up just a second. We have a few resources that can help you think of like your ad plan. So the first thing that we have in Google Ads, I'm gonna share my screen again just a second. Okay, in Google Ads, we have a 1-800 number. So we have Google Ads experts who are available from 9 to 9. If you have not ran ads, I really encourage you to connect with one of them, talk about the ad claim credit, ask them like, what are some best practices for using it for your specific type of business? But again, if you have never ran an ad, please connect with them first. A lot of people aren't aware that we have ad experts who are available from 9 to 9 to connect. So connect with them. Another place where you can get support, we have small business advisors. Okay, the Google Small Business Advisor Program, advisors are $39.99 per appointment. However, throughout the year, sometimes there are free vouchers to get these appointments for free. So definitely check this site often. Typically when we're running that, I'll try to email it to all of our partners so they're aware, but this is another place where you could get ad support. So if you scroll, you can see that they can support you with all of these different types of Google tools. So profile, ads, YouTube, you name it. So that's another place. Another place where you can get ad support is our Google Performance Max. So Performance Max is a new ad tool. And to be honest, a lot of small business owners that I have talked to love Performance Max, and it's an AI enhanced Google ad tool. So with Performance Max, you can advertise across multiple channels of Google with one campaign, and they actually have ad experts as well. So if you scroll here, you can see one campaign can run across multiple channels, meaning you can run one campaign and it can be shown on search, YouTube, Gmail, Maps, you name it. So again, another place where you can get help with a Google ad expert from 9 to 9, but also it's AI infused. So you can actually chat your way to an ad. So if you click down here in the bottom right, you can start chatting about your goals, and the chat bot can support you with thinking through your ad and getting up and running. So again, before you run an ad, use these resources to come up with a goal, a plan. And again, that $500 ad credit is amazing. It truly is. Here, I'm gonna go back to it so you can see it. So you all can see where it is. So when you are in your management tools for your profile, you click on advertise. And then under advertise is where you can see information about your ad credit. But again, you click there and then you see that 1-800 number again. So again, utilize the 1-800 number, talk to the experts, and then come up with your plan for your ads. All right, I'm gonna stop sharing. Other questions?
Someone was asking, they did come late. Could you show them how to add and edit photos?
Yes, and congrats, Ria. Did you see all of this in the chat? I was able to figure out that my business profile has been verified, remove my duplicate profile, and learned how to use Google Merchant. Yay, that's exciting. That is why we are here. So super cool. Ria, I'm actually going to use, if you're okay with that, I would love to submit your story to the Google team. If you can put the name of your business in the chat and your a link to your URL, I'm going to send it their way. Sometimes those testimonials are uploaded to our Grow with Google page. Sometimes they're used in our workshop. So you can be included as an example. And then they also invite small business owners to do panels and things like that. So I would love to submit your testimony here. Perfect. Okay, so for photos, and that's for anyone else. If you have had success with a Google tool, or even after today, you're like, I learned how to do this, please share it with me and I will submit your testimony and story as well. So when it comes to adding and editing your profile pictures, let me go back to that so you can see just a second. Okay, so again, when you are on your Google page, as long as you're in the email address associated with that profile, your management tools will populate at the top. So you click photos. And then from photos, you click add photos. And then once you are in add photos, you just start to select photos. So I don't know if you were talking about here or if you were talking about in posts. So you can even add updates in posts where you can share like offers, deals, and things that you have. You go to posts, you click add post. From here, you add images, you state your offering, your event, and you put a call to action button. The other place you can add photos is in Merchant. And so to get to Google Merchant, you go to the Google Merchant page. Let me go back to that. And these are the photos that you will add to the Google Shopping tab. So to get started there, you go to Google Merchant. You can just Google Merchant Center, click Start Now. And then from there, the system will walk you through how to add your photos, how to add your products, and get you started that way too. And this is where Product Studio is incorporated, so you can edit some of those images that you add. But yep, you just walk through this entire process to get those products up and running. Go to Products in Store, click Products, and then you go from there. So I'm not sure which place you were mentioning, but these are all the places you can add photos. Other questions? And it doesn't have to be just about profile. We have a few minutes left. If you have any other questions about anything Google related or need to troubleshoot, let's do it while we have a few minutes. Oh, good. Great, Lillian. Well, all right, friends,
Really
that's it
good.
for me. I'll turn it back to you.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Keisha. Well, if you guys do come up with something, we do have a few more minutes. We'll check the chat again before we close out. We want to thank you, Keisha. You definitely gave us some very good, tangible tips and tricks on how we can just maximize what Google has to offer. And Ria, we are delighted to see how many actionable steps you took during this call. What a productive like 45 minutes you had. Love it. And so thank you again, Keisha. We'll check the chat again at the end, so keep those questions coming, you guys. We do want to highlight a couple more webinars we have coming up. So join us in October on Thursdays. October 16th, we have financial planning. So could smarter financial planning take your business to the next level? Join us because Ben with Renaissance Financial takes us through this business planning for your business. It's going to be a great webinar. And then on October 23rd, another Thursday, join us as Suzanne Combs comes back to us and she's going to walk us through how to create a schedule that actually works and helps eliminate what we're going to call time wasters. So designing a calendar that works, join us on October 23rd. Go ahead and register if you're interested in any of those. You will get a recording, and just like today, we're going to send out a recording as well as any of the links and information that the presenters give us. So it's really great to take advantage of that. We do want to highlight Bail. So we have a women's business center down in Omaha. And so if you're in the Omaha area on Wednesdays, go to the Commonwealth and you'll be able to visit with a banker, an accountant, an insurance, and even legal, all for free. So check out Bail. If you've ever had questions for any of them, now would be the time to go get any questions answered. It's a wonderful opportunity to network as well. And then we do want to take another minute to just thank our sponsors for making these webinars completely free and open to anybody. And we left our contact information. If you're interested in learning more about Grow or even our Women's Business Center in Omaha, please reach out. Or if you're a business and you're like, I wish I knew my next step or a resource to help me there, that's what we're here for. So even if you're not a right fit for membership, we'd love to at least give you the tools to keep growing your business and making Nebraska an entrepreneurial hotspot. So again, thank you, everybody. I don't think we've seen any more questions come into the chat. Yep, nope, you're good. So thanks again, Keisha, and thank you everyone for joining our free webinar.